Gonna give this another crack. Let's see if this works this time around. I believe in it. I believe in all of you, and most importantly, I believe in me. So here we go. Let's just start over. You know, let's just start all over again, like that first horrible. Yeah, look at that. The audio's back. It's you can hear it. There's not this like this twinge that comes over the top of the screen. I think we finally did it. I think that at long last we have killed the Knights of Knee and are. Yes, it does sound so much better. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Now, I have no idea why none of the comments are. Okay, there we go. Hey, there we go. Okay. We're cooking with gas. Here we go. Woo! The sound's working, the comments are popping up. All right. Before anything else happens, I don't want to jinx it. Let's just start over. Let's start from the beginning and go from there. What's ghouling on, my funky fiends? Jesus. Yes, thank you. It sounded like dirt garbage. If garbage and dirt made a sound, that is what I was producing. The first video, dirt garbage. So, oh, we have a new thank you, new follower. Thanks for the new follow. You know, I'm getting older in my age now, and things on the screen are harder for me to see. So, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. Yes, come to me, my peoples. All right. So tonight's coffee that we are sipping on from Pedal Java, as always, is the Columbian Bourbon. Man, all these follows. Thank you for all these follows that are coming in. Loving that. Like I said, the Columbian Bourbon from Pedal Java. It's a very nice kind of dark roast. It is a very dark roast that's very robust. Whoa. Man, follow. Thank you all so much for actually smashing that follow button, fam. I super appreciate it. And another one. All right. Thank you all. So delicious coffee from Pedal Java here. The dark, smoky, robust flavor. New follower, thank you so much. There, Yasmin14318T. Thank you for the follow. Delicious coffee. Get yours right now at pedaljava.com/beans. It's super tasty. And another follow. Thank you so much for the additional follow. And tonight's terrifying topic, the spooky thing that we've come here to talk about, is the Windigo. Oh yes, the Windigo. This shape-shifting, spooky cryptid. I feel like, one of the oldest cryptids. Maybe that's just in my opinion, but the story of the Windigo kind of came around during one of the first tribes that inhabited the land. So seems like the Windigo is kind of one of the oldest. I just found out for the first time tonight that there is a place called the Cave of the Windigo. It is in Ontario, and it is a very real place. There's like a TripAdvisor fucking review about it. Like, went here, pretty nice place. No Wendigos, but 5 out of 5 stars. Would visit again. Apparently, the cave is home to a lot of odd cave paintings of large, hairy men that very closely resemble the beast. And some people say that they have had sightings of the Wendigo near the cave of the Wendigo. And if honestly, it's one of those things that I feel like you're going to have to go and check out for yourself, because if you try to look up a bunch of pictures of it, you're going to get a lot of Fallout maps. So that's what the internet's done for us. Thank you. Hello, Chelsea. Hello, Sherry. Thanks for jumping in here on the stream. We're getting a good flow here. Let's just go back to the beginning here. Oh, also, good Lord, I forgot because I did it in the first video. We have a giveaway coming up tomorrow that I will be announcing probably at midnight tonight. The details on how to get in on our upcoming giveaway from our friends over at the Black Cat Curiosities and Outbreak on Main out there in Oneida. We have this. I have 3 items in this giveaway, and you know I'm going to throw in some more goodies because it's what I do. But we have this old school OG, the original Frank photo. We have this adorable Frank and the Bride of Frankenstein photo. And this very, very spooky Visit Ghost Manor comic book. You can visit Ghost Manor if you dare. I read this comic book and it was super scary. So I highly endorse it. And that is coming your way tomorrow in a very cool giveaway that we're doing from the Black Cat out there in Oneida. So be sure that you stay here. It's going to be a Facebook exclusive giveaway. So come check us out. Yeah. Over here on the Kreature Korner. Make sure you're following the page. And I'll announce those deets tomorrow. All right, folks. All right, gang. I've heard a lot of people using that term here lately, and I'm not sure why. All right, gang. Let's solve this mystery of the Windigo. Okay. So the Windigo is a shapeshifter, meaning that it can take many different forms. The most common form that a lot of people are familiar with is the big, bulbous, hulking monster with the giant arms and the antlers, which, as I was saying in the first video, if you haven't checked out that movie Antlers, very cool take on the Wendigo. Won't give anything away, but I definitely I'd say go check that one out. Antlers is a super cool one. So I was looking into kind of how one becomes a Wendigo. How I don't want to just accidentally become a Wendigo one day. So turns out only happens if the main way to do it is eating people. So as long as you're not walking around snacking on folks on the sidewalk, you're golden. It was actually even back then in times of famine and things like that, when people would resort to cannibalism, the big taboo of cannibalism even back then, people would often just off themselves instead of eating others for fear that they would become a Wendigo. They're like, there's no nothing out there that's worse for me than becoming a Wendigo, so I'm not going to eat anybody, I'll just die. Apparently, when you do become a Wendigo, though, you have an insatiable hunger. Just you eat and you eat and you eat and you eat and you kill and you murder and you never get enough. Your hunger is never satiated. So the reason we're talking about the Wendigo tonight is that will be this month's cryptid biopic that we're doing. I've done a lot of off-kilter ones that not many people know about, maybe. So I figure it's time to bring a Hall of Famer in. We'll do the Wendigo for this month's Kreature Korner cryptid mockumentary files. What was it? What the fuck do I call my shit? The Kreature Korner Cryptid Corner mockumentary files. That's what it was. It's a lot of ridiculous names. How many of you out there that are watching the stream currently have ever had a encounter possibly with a Wendigo, or familiar with anything about Wendigos? Oh, this coffee is so good. And we're going to drink our body weight in it tonight. Let me know, pop it up here. I'm actually going to pull up a picture over here on this other screen. We're going to go check out a picture of There's supposed to be a whole thing over here, but wouldn't you know it, nothing wants to work for me. First time nobody could hear me. Now here we go. Boom, there it is. There's the thing I wanted to show people. Bam. The big spooky a very common depiction of the Wendigo is this guy right here. Very tall. That's Nips. Some of this showing he's got going. No, 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 no. He's got the rib action. Well, I guess he's got some chest action going on too. It's not just, I got two more viewers just doing that. People are scrolling past and they're like, oh, what is this gentleman in the top hat doing? Drinking a lot of coffee and talking about monsters, bro, you in? So yeah, here, which way am I looking? Camera one, camera two, right here. So a lot of the things that you'll notice about the big spooky Wendigo is he's rather around like 10 feet tall. The big antlers on him. He's covered in blood. Giant monstrous presence. Well, I have actually encountered a Wendigo. I say this, I was but a boy, but I feel like I happened upon a Wendigo that kind of looked maybe not exactly like that there. See, not looked into them much. Always thought the Wendigo was similar to a skinwalker. Yes, very similar to the skinwalker. Very kind of the same lore. It falls in with it. The Wendigo is actually bred out of greed, out of insatiable greed in man. If malice and greed grow inside of you like an awful, terrible person, you are bound to become a Wendigo. So, you know, maybe there are some Wendigos out there, because it says too that some Wendigos are not, they don't lose their ability to talk. So there has actually been descriptions of the Wendigo where it has taunted its victims, or, you know, spoken to it, threatened them, things like that. So, you know, as a shapeshifter that has an insatiable hunger and is totally super greedy and awful, I don't know many people like that. Maybe, you know, but you know, that means they could be just walking around out there. Now, the one I saw was maybe, let's see, a bit more something along these lines. Okay, I was probably 8 to 9 to 10 years old in that time frame, and I was a Boy Scout, a very loyal Boy Scout, and I went to this wondrous place called Camp Buck Tom's. Okay, it's a giant Boy Scout camp, and you were supposed to, they had a very specific rule about us keeping a buddy system, which was one of the very few rules that they actually kept, because that place was crazy at the time. I've since then looked at the place. They've definitely renovated. They've renovated the place a lot. Looks a lot nicer. I remember canoeing on we were canoeing to an island to camp on the island for the night, and me and the guy got the one canoe that had a hole in it, but just a small hole. So by the time we got to the island that we were camping on, our boat, except for the tips, was just in the water, and we're just trudging through, but we made it. So despite all that silliness, I wandered off on my own. Even though you were supposed to follow the buddy system, I said, fuck that. And I put this Rambo headband on. It was a whole thing. And I went trudging through the woods, little me, and I happened upon this thing. And I froze. It had its back to me. I watched it take like 4 steps forward, and then it just kind of fell over and just disappeared. And there it went. And I remember thinking, scary movies, because at that age I was, of course, allowed and encouraged to watch horror movies. So this Wendigo, I run back to camp and I'm telling them, like, hey, I saw a thing, and I'm describing it to them, and they tell me, oh, no, you didn't see an animal or a what? A Wendigo? No. You saw, it was probably 3 raccoons, or a series of raccoons stacked on top of each other. just playing around. I was like, the thing that I have just described to you, you were going to tell me that, oh, no, that was not this giant monstrous creature. You actually stumbled upon the Raccoon Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus during one of their totally routine practices. So what these people are claiming that I have seen is something like this. Now, does this look like this in any type of way? Not to me, but what do I know? Also, potentially, this is what I was at. This is the culprit right here behind every Wendigo sighting ever, are these raccoons in a trench coat. I'm 100% convinced of it. Apparently, I mean, just look. If you just take it and put little antlers right there on it, yeah, totally feasible that the trench coat raccoons are 100% the reason behind it. Spear finger along the same lines. Oh, and we're back to over here. Hey everybody, I know it got a little silly over there with raccoon trench coat. So, stand on top. I immediately imagined them in a trench coat. Yes, that's all I could think of, is they're definitely in a trench coat. And Jason Gotzi says, check out native legend of Raven Mocker or Spearfinger. They're along the same line, so I will have to check those out. Branches above their heads, of course, because that's how they ward off other predators, is forming themselves into this Voltron of raccoons that will use sticks and other various objects to fend off bears, gophers, badgers, foxes, that, you know, the usual predators of the raccoon. So stupid me thought, when I was a dumb idiot child, thought I saw a Wendigo, but luckily there were adults there to tell me, no, it was just a gang of raccoons. So look out, ladies and gentlemen, for the terror. Yeah, totally reasonable that it would be a gang of raccoons that would come in, and, you know, why not? Okay, so this Wendigo thing, I'm not really sure how you kill a Wendigo. There are a few different theories behind it. Apparently its heart obviously is a very good starting point, but its heart is like the only thing in it that's truly still alive, and it burns with a fiery desire for killing and murder. So you got to get that thing out and extinguish its fiery heart, and then you can kill the raccoons in the trench coat. I think I'm going to make a Wendigo movie, and I'm going to call it Wendigo, and out of spite of these people telling me that is what I saw, that's going to be the ending of the movie. Don't tell anybody. It'll be our secret here in this live stream that that's how the movie's going to end, so you don't waste your time. But everybody's gonna be like, we finally cornered the Wendigo, and it turns around and it's just 3 raccoons in a trench coat, and they're like, ah! And everybody feels silly, and they will learn that that's the real reason for Christmas. So I definitely the Wendigo is one of my favorite. The reason I look behind me is not because I thought someone was behind me, but I have a Wendigo portrait, a really cool piece of artwork from I can't remember the names right now because I'm a piece of shit. It's real. Oh no! And a ball of 3 raccoons falls into the floor, and everyone's like, presents or that I got hip deep into believing in and being super afraid of. I mean, look at the thing is terrifying. It can shapeshift, it can eat you and murder you in more ways than I can count on my 6 fingers. Um, but please keep a lookout because in the past episodes of the Kreature Korner, Cryptid Corner mockumentary files, I have made little mock-up figurines of the cryptids that I'm talking about. So I dress up as the cryptid. There's a sweet cat outside my door mewing. I can hear her. It's really cute. So I'm excited to see what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do the Wendigo. But that will be coming out this month. And next week we'll have another topic. It won't be cryptids next week that we'll talk about, but we'll do another creepy, terrifying topic on a Sunday. Just kind of to hang out. The next one will probably be longer. I didn't expect to run into so many technical issues with the first one, but what am I thinking? I always run into technical issues. It's my bread and butter. It is my Shakira belly dance. So, thank you to Pedal Java for providing this delicious Columbian Bourbon to us for the show tonight. It is, of course, available at pedaljava.com/beans. Ooh, you can go over there, and if you're local to the Knoxville area, you can get free local delivery on certain days. So be sure you're going and checking those out. Check out that Antlers movie that I was talking about. It's really good. Super well done version of the old Wendigo. And of course, like, follow, share, subscribe, and do all those things to all my pages. And I'll just be super appreciative of that. I will just really, really appreciate that. Keep these follows that were coming in over here. Keep those coming, man, because woo, it makes my soul happy. And you know, like the page. That's just all, man. Like the page. Come check me out live somewhere when I actually do things live, because I do. I do live things. It's just not often anymore, but I'm trying to. So hit me up with those dates, hit me up with those bookings, all that good stuff too. And until the next time, be sure to keep those eyes peeled. Oh, this is Rebecca. Thank you for the like. Thank you for jumping here in the stream. We can keep this going. We were talking about the Windigo for the newbies that are just now hopping in. The terrifyingness that is the Windigo. You can, of course, go back and check out what we spoke of the Wendigo and how it is potentially just a herd of raccoons. Apparently, maybe that's the secret behind most cryptids. It's not actually a monster. It's just a raccoon that has been mistaken. Raccoons get a bad rap. I think that's the thing we can take away from tonight. So, tell you, there is nothing like being alone in the woods in a place that you've never been and seeing something like that, and especially being a kid and then trying to tell others that had happened to you. It's, you know, in the parts in the horror movies where your protagonist is trying to explain it to everyone in the town that monsters coming to murder them, and they're like, bah, that's just old fucking tomfoolery Jim over there, and there actually was a monster the whole time. My only regret is that all of them didn't get eaten for doubting me. But may all of your enemies and the people who doubt you be eaten by Wendigos or any monster of your choosing. And let's keep doing this on Sundays. I'm gonna figure the live thing out. I promise. We're gonna get the live format thing. We're gonna get it running smoother. And I appreciate all of you who have just stuck in there with these and are still tuning into them. And I love you, just so you know. So until the next time, be sure to keep those eyes peeled, my funky fiends, because there's always more coffee and more creepy ghouling on in the Kreature Korner. Bye-bye. This is the outro part. This is the part May all of your enemies be eaten by Wendigos. And there it is. Why isn't that a shirt? I really feel you're onto something there. This is the outro cam over here where we make our closing comments. You thought it was over, but just when you thought it was safe to go back in the comments section. But I do believe I'm going to produce a line of shirts now, a line of merchandise that say, may all of your enemies be eaten by Wendigos. Thank you, Amanda, for pitching that. I appreciate it. I'm supposed to produce a bunch of different things. Like, what was it? There was chaotic goblin energy was one that I was supposed to produce. May all your enemies be eaten by Wendigos now, and butthole integrity. I remember that being a good one. Okay. Like it, share it, follow it, and subscribe to it.